I want to thank my co-stars, Leo, Margot Robbie's feet, Margaret Qualley's feet, Dakota Fanning's feet. Seriously, Quentin has separated more women from their shoes than the TSA. Gotcha.
Welcome to the Thunder Rooster podcast. My name is Ron.
And I'm Paul.
And today we are going to be talking about a critically acclaimed director, writer, actor, and screenplay writer, Quentin Tarantino.
Or AKA the bad boy of film.
Or Mr. QT.
Or Mr.
Right.
That's haunting.
A little bit.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. Sure. So, Ron, how we doing, man?
All right.
Yeah. End of the week.
Yeah.
The weekend's here.
Had an anxiety attack that it may currently still be going on, but I'm here.
Okay.
Got the weekend going. It's all good.
We'll take it easy. We'll just relax.
Hard no.
Hence the shirt.
But anyways, I've always been a huge fan of Quentin Tarantino ever since seeing Pulp Fiction. Just that whole way he combined multiple stories in a nonlinear fashion.
That's how I feel about Kill Bill.
But yeah, we just kind of want to spotlight his road to 10 movies. Obviously, he's done a lot of work outside of just his own movies. He's even had a stint on Broadway for a second or two.
That's amazing.
But yeah, he's got a lot of hits. There's a lot of bangers on this guy's list here. I haven't seen maybe 2 movies on here, and excuse me.
Which ones haven't you seen?
Jackie Brown.
Okay.
And Death Proof.
Okay. And I haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So it's true.
I just hadn't heard of Jackie Brown for some reason, but I watched a trailer for it earlier. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was like, how have I not seen this movie? It looked good.
It's awesome.
And you obviously have
Pam Grier.
All those actors.
Awesome.
There's just one greatness name after the other, but
she was brilliant.
Well, yeah, I really like what the man's done with his direction. He's just got a great eye and ear for things, and
we'll get into some of those examples.
He truly
set some stuff up.
In love with cinema.
I agree.
I know he worked.
He loves film like Kubrick loves film.
Right.
We can pretty much
another name up there. Same kind of concept, really. He worked at a little video rental place.
I didn't know. That was interesting.
He was taking acting classes and eventually ended up getting a gig on the Golden Girls. He's impersonating.
Bless your heart, B. Arthur. Bless your heart, sweetie.
I'll put a little part right up here so you can see.
I love the Golden Girls.
It's quite entertaining seeing him doing an Elvis impersonation. But so he ends up making his first little featurette. Something that took him probably 3 years to make. Mm-hmm. Just doing it on the weekends.
Sure.
And it ended up not being worth a damn to him after the fact because, it was his first time doing it and it just didn't piece together as well in his mind as he'd liked it to. So somehow or another, the film actually ended up getting destroyed, but the screenplay of that feature, which was called My Best Friend's Birthday Party or something like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the actual screenplay ended up getting sold to... I can't think of his name right now, but ended up becoming True Romance. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of his first little, chunk of money he got from Hollywood, which was $50,000. He ended up taking that money and creating Reservoir Dogs. Which they got Harvey Keitel involved and, he's the guy, even in Pulp Fiction, he's the guy, Mr. Wolf there. But, they got involved. They ended up raising more money, and something you'll see a lot with Quentin. And I think it was even his initial start with trying to do it with $50,000 for Reservoir Dogs, but he wants to take a low budget and make it seem like it's a higher budget film by doing it certain ways. So he ends up making 1.5 seems like it's $8-9 million worth of a film there. And then when Pulp Fiction rolls around, he wants to make a $15-20 million looking film out of $8.5 million. I just love discovering how, I guess, the back end of the scenes were with, getting these films created. I mean, there's so much hustle and bustle. I guess, really, I kind of forget, how much actually goes into getting a movie made.
Oh, God.
I mean, you have to think about how many people's
how many hands on deck are involved in the process.
Right, but you have people's scripts just lying on the floor that they're trying to get movies made.
Sure.
So it's hard. It's like winning the lottery if you get a movie
because there's scripts going everywhere.
Oh yeah, and then you have to get people behind it. But something that really catches everybody's attention with Tarantino and his screenwriting or script making, there were countless people that said that it was the best script that they had ever read, because when you're reading it, you're getting people's faces put in your mind as you're reading. You can hear the voice when you're,
and that's what going through it. That's what you want.
Yeah, and that's how you sell a script. Let me tell you. But yeah, so the man's setting out to make 10 films, and then he's going to stop.
Right. He's going to stop completely? That's what.
Yeah, he's after that. I mean, I'm sure if there's something that gives him enough of a hard on to make another one, then I'm sure it'll happen.
So before we go further, because we were obviously discussing it. So when his name came up or whatever, how did you find out about him? Because I have a story as far as back then when his movies came out, early 90s, there was nothing that I saw. My earliest recollection of what Quentin Tarantino was involved in was seeing a promo ad for the MTV Movie Awards for Pulp Fiction, or seeing the actual commercial, not knowing anything about his movie or movies. It was just a matter of, you see the Uma Thurman scene where she's dancing with her fingers over her eyes and the music and everything like that. I didn't know anything about it. I was 14 at the time, so I really didn't care. And it wasn't probably until at least college is when I started seeing some of his movies. Yeah.
I mean, first time I ever saw Quentin Tarantino was in Dusk Till Dawn.
Yes.
But that was just seeing him act. So.
Right.
And actually, I didn't even know the name of that actor at the time until after I got, familiar with Quentin stuff. But yes, Pulp Fiction also grabbed me, and, the 3 different storylines intertwined with each other, as well as it being a completely non-linear story.
Sure.
I hadn't seen anything up to that point.
Neither have I. Yeah.
So that kind of set my bar, because that was my favorite movie of all time for the longest time. Now there's just too many movies of mine that are in that top 5
There's
category.
Too many things that you're going to have to sit there and break down your list.
Honestly, it's just whatever mood I'm in at the time would be some different version of my all-time favorite movie. But there's a top 5 that I'll pick from.
So 10 and he's done, other than unless something comes about.
Right.
Because we can elaborate on this as a side note. So to the fans or the people who've watched Kill Bill series, there are 2 films. There should be a third one.
Mm-hmm.
There was the screenwriter that came about several years ago, but then that got hacked and he was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Which bothers me because I do want this series to come to an end because I love it so much.
Yeah.
So it upsets me, but I understand from his standpoint.
And that's another thing, too. If you count both movies separately, Once Upon a Time in Mexico would have been his 10th, but he considers Kill Bill 1 and 2 as one movie. And my theory on that is maybe they were both shot at the same time. And maybe
they came out within
a year. It was a year after.
Yeah. So I think they must have.
So that makes me believe that it was probably shot as one film and then cut into two, or both were shot simultaneously.
Right.
But yeah, so he ends up making Reservoir Dogs, and he goes to make Pulp Fiction, as we just discussed. And he's bringing along, people he's worked with and that he's a big fan of, that have a good working relationship. So he brings them over to Pulp Fiction. So there's a lot of faces you'll recognize from Reservoir Dogs. And interestingly enough, what was his name? Michael Madsen. He played Mr. Blonde.
Mike Madsen?
Mike Madsen, yeah.
Inside joke, sorry.
He was actually tapped to play Vincent Vega in Pulp Fiction.
It's true.
But he ended up doing Wyatt Earp with Kevin Costner. So that would have been an interesting pick, and they actually had a real hard time struggle trying to get John Travolta on there, because at the time his career was going down the toilet basically.
And and that's another thing I totally forget. That was a resurgence for him.
Oh yeah.
That movie.
It definitely saved his career.
Yeah.
For sure. It definitely, I don't think it was done on purpose. I just think that he just thought he was the guy.
And just a side note about this, I don't want to take too much time away, but you can see in other movies, he likes Hollywood. Like, he likes veterans. Kurt Russell, I mean, that's just an example. He brings Hollywood back. I mean, you see some of the movies where
it's love for film.
Yes.
I think he's just, not only that, the people he works with.
Sure.
That's kind of like what I was saying. He keeps bringing people over.
Of course.
Like, I think he finds like the true players, the actual actors.
Right.
And he connects with that. And I think that's why he keeps bringing them over. And like you said, Kurt Russell used a lot. Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Also used a lot.
I mean, Don Johnson. I mean, they use just a lot of actors.
Yeah.
That he has appreciation for.
But yeah, from Pulp Fiction, you went to Jackie Brown. You've seen it. You want to talk a little on that?
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but what I can kind of elaborate is that, so Pam Grier's character, she plays a strong woman. She's a flight attendant, if I recall.
Yeah. And
there's basically a situation that goes in as far as where she's under the radar, as far as not really. It's been so long. Just scratch that. No, as far as Jackie Brown, I have seen it.
Yeah.
It's been several years in the
It's
making.
a great movie, though. Right?
It is a very good movie. It's like Bob De Niro's in it. From what I do remember is that she had played, I think she was a flight attendant.
Yeah, she was.
And then I think she got mixed up with the wrong people. I think maybe it was like a former boyfriend or someone. And then she had like the police help out with some things because she was involved, like afraid for her safety. Is what I think. I could be wrong on that. I
think so. Either that or the trailer is very misleading. But I've only seen the trailer. That's the reason why.
But I would love
she was a flight attendant.
But I do remember she was awesome. Like,
yeah.
Pam Grier was in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
In the 70s. So she was she was a very popular actress, and he loves the time genres. Like, he loves using music of different eras. Mm-hmm. He loves using actors from different eras. Yeah. It's just what he likes.
Right. He just finds what's good for the fit.
Absolutely. And it works.
But yeah, I have yet to see that movie, but it seemed like it'd be a lot of fun.
It's a great movie.
From the trailer, I thought it was flight attendant ends up with a private detective, and
that's he is a private detective.
Like what do you call him? It's not a loan shark. It's
like a bondsman or something like that.
No, it deals with betting.
Gambler? Bookie, yeah.
Bookie. Slipped my mind.
Yeah. But yeah.
Anyways, it does look like it'd be a fun movie.
It's a good movie.
I want to kick myself for not seeing that.
That's okay.
But anyways, it goes on to Kill Bill with Uma Thurman. And this is one of Paul's favorite movies.
Top 10, hands down.
Yeah. So
might put 1 or 2. Yeah.
That was an excellent movie. Like we just said, you consider them both one movie, and it's one of those things that kind of watching 1 and 2 back to back makes the most sense, obviously, because that's the reason why I kind of argue with myself, thinking like this should have been one whole movie, like a single movie.
You got to kill Bill.
Right. Exactly.
There wasn't enough time. No.
He went in to make a Grindhouse feature.
Yeah.
With a director known as
Robert Rodriguez.
Yes.
And we had, let me think here.
He did Death Proof, and he did Planet Terror.
You had Rose McGowan in the one movie, Kurt Russell.
In Death.
Yep.
Death Proof.
Rosianna Dawson, I think.
Rosario Dawson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just trying to remember, but that's a long time on those movies.
Yeah.
They're not really in my top. Like, nothing against them. It's just I wasn't really. They were good.
Oh no, he's got some real like heavy hitters. Movies.
Yeah.
And like Reservoir Dogs, I've watched
heavy.
Pulp Fiction, I have seen that like
heavy
at least 25 to 30 times. Yeah. Realistically.
Sure.
But like Kill Bill, I've seen that a handful of times.
And then I watched The Hateful Eight really last week, and I was just like, it was a good movie, but it had a lot of similarities to Reservoir Dogs. I hate to say that.
Oh yeah, he's got a certain way.
He's got a criteria. Don't mess with that.
Yeah, but we'll wrap on Kill Bill in a second, because I'm pretty sure Paul got something to add to that. But we will be right back after this nice little commercial.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to /U. My name is Nick.
And I'm Andy.
Hey, Andy, what do we do at /U?
At /U, we're a weekly podcast where we try to educate you about a campy, forgotten slasher horror movie made sometime between the years 1977 and 1988.
Find us at /Upodcast.com or on Instagram /U_podcasts.
Yeah, give us a listen on all your favorite podcast platforms.
Thanks for joining us.
/U class dismissed.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the little promo for /U. Those guys are kicking it pretty hard over there. Hope you enjoy their stuff. You check them out. Picking it back up, we're at Kill Bill, and we'll go into it a little later.
Sure.
I want to get into his notable styles and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and go down through the list. His next film after the Kill Bill 1 and 2 is Death Proof, which was like a Grindhouse feature with Robert Rodriguez.
Kind of like a 70s inspired thing, because when you would see the movie start, it was like
a double feature,
feature presentation with 70s music and just all that.
So he ends up doing Death Proof, and Rodriguez did Planet Terror. A couple of years after that, they released Inglourious Basterds, which is one of my top Tarantino movies. I freaking love that movie.
Let's kill some Nazis.
Killing Nazis.
Best part.
But, you get into that whole rewriting history type stuff with that movie, and it ended very awesome. But something...
the bar scene?
Yeah.
Just had a comment on that for a minute. But anyway.
Three. But, something a little... bit of trivia, I guess, for this. The part of the Bear Jew in Inglourious Basterds. It was not originally for, I believe the actor's name is Eli Roth.
Yes.
And it was actually supposed to be for Adam Sandler. Can you picture Adam Sandler playing the Bear Jew in Inglourious Basterds?
Proceed.
I love Adam Sandler.
I'm gonna kill Nazis. Yeah, I don't see that at all.
It's hard to picture, but I believe he could have done it.
No, I know. I'm just joking. Once I saw Spanglish, I'm like, the guy's got a serious side. Totally.
Have you seen Punch Drunk Love?
No.
Oh, he does a really amazing job. I haven't seen Uncut Gems yet. I'm sinning on that one, but I need to see that. I heard great things about that. But moving on, we get into 2012. He releases Django Unchained, and this movie,
love that.
It's definitely a top. I mean, just the cast that they picked. He's
amazing.
Great with casting. I mean, amazing.
Leo is something else.
Yeah, that scene.
Wow.
Where he smashes the glass, actually cuts his hand. He just keeps going.
That's crazy.
He's a beast, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously there's the theme, it's kind of revisiting slavery times and everything. He kind of wanted to do that, but show slavery like I guess it was.
He wanted to be he wants to be as accurate as possible, and he wanted to depict it. It is a tough movie to watch at times.
Yeah, and then show that kind of blood for blood kind of thing in the end of it. Will Smith was actually tapped to play Django. Did you know that?
That could have worked.
It could have, but
I still like Jamie Foxx better.
He didn't like the blood for blood thing. He wanted to be a love story, and that's the reason why he wasn't down to do it.
Well, that's what Quentin didn't want to do that.
Yeah, but
great choice.
Yeah, Django is a great movie.
Oh,
one of the funniest scenes I've seen in one of his movies is the part where Jonah Hill's in it. And they're talking about their mask. Maybe I could insert that here, but just in case I can't, check it out. But his 8th movie is The Hateful Eight. Paul, you just saw this movie.
Yeah, it was hatefully violent.
Yeah, it was a great movie. One thing I will say about that is when the lady in there destroys the guitar, or her guitar she has,
Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Yeah. During the movie, they have a you were telling
me about this. I didn't even know that.
It's an old $1 million guitar type thing that they're using for scenes. Well, there was supposed to be a swap out with the prop, and Kurt Russell grabs it and smashes it. So her reaction when the guitar gets smashed is a reaction, oh my God, that was the wrong guitar.
Give me that guitar. Music time's over.
What? Whoa.
Whoops. I want to know whose guitar that was.
Right.
Like, shit.
Yeah,
Did not know.
It was Tarantino's guitar.
Now I'm going to go back to that just for that spot and be like, oh, shit. Yeah, it could have been.
But yeah, and then we end up on his 9th, which is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That was a great movie as well, I'm sure. If you haven't seen it, I just highly suggest you go see it, Paul. But
watching it this weekend.
I mean, it's another kind of change of history thing, I won't give it away, but I mean, it's just another great Tarantino movie. I mean, he just has this art style, so to speak.
Sure.
Dark comedy. I fucking love dark comedy. It's what gets me. I love that. If I was to make a movie, I would make a comedy horror movie. I would find some way to combine the two and make it be scary.
Yeah.
But you will also laugh within the next 5 minutes,
Be a lot of farting.
Yeah, probably. Probably be like a ghost is about to pop out somewhere all of a sudden. And he's like, yeah, not right now.
You stink, dude. I'm good.
Just kind of fades back into the wall.
Nice,
yeah.
nice dude.
So Paul's going to go into some of the reasons why we love Quentin Tarantino. It goes with his,
Why does he love the art?
Right. His love for film. I mean, it goes into how he shoots his movies, what he shoots his movies on,
right.
his choice of music for soundtracks. I mean, this guy is in love with the craft. He spends everything. And the break we have coming up between now and our 3 Shots of Funny, I will play something that really, it kind of spoke to me with how his craft of it is. And just talking about filmmaking in general.
Sure.
But I'll play that for you on the break coming up. But yeah, Paul, tell us a little bit about the love of the movie angles.
Of course. So as you said, as far as the way he approaches film and he approaches the arts as far as music, the first thing that Quentin does when he does scenes is that he doesn't pick the scenes. He picks the scenes around the music.
Yeah.
That's the first thing he does. He does not even do anything else. He picks his track first, and then he balances it around that, which I thought was really interesting. Some people do different options. Maybe that's his thing. Some people storyboard first, then add the elements later. he goes music first.
Yeah.
And then he builds around it.
Interesting.
So that was one angle, was something interesting I learned.
See, for me, that would be weird because that'd be like me writing lyrics to a song before making the music. And I know that's backwards for a lot of people.
Right. But
I think I'm weird with that.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
I always write the music first and then I have to make lyrics.
That could be, right? So as far as his approaches, and we're just going to do a couple small examples because we don't want to be here all day with this because you can see this in all his films pretty much. But what I like to single out are a couple things. So we've talked about Reservoir Dogs, and Reservoir Dogs is an incredible movie. And one of the things that you see, and you could kind of call it messed up or not, but an example, in Reservoir Dogs, there is a scene with Mike Madsen, or Michael Madsen, I can't even get that out of my head, and Tim Roth. They're in an abandoned building. Tim Roth is tied up at this point. Michael Mad, walking around with the blade, and then Stuck in the Middle with You comes on, which is a very happy-go-lucky song, puts you in a great mood, and he's over there dancing.
Yep.
He's strutting his stuff. Then he's going to do a little gash here, take an ear off. Whoa. Did not see that coming.
Right.
That's one. Kill Bill, which I love. One of the scenes in the first movie is Uma Thurman's character is currently in a hospital.
Yeah.
At this point. And Daryl Hannah, who plays the nurse in the movie, comes walking down the hallway. And what you end up knowing is that basically she's going there to try to put her down with a shot. So this music comes on, the whistle song, we'll call it that. And it's very peaceful. And it's very relaxing. And then right at the end, it just goes completely haywire. And it just gets dissonant. It's nasty. It's just all this noise all over the place. But then you kind of end up seeing, oh, well, this was this sweet little harmony that was happening. And now it's not.
Yeah.
Because she's literally going in there to go ahead and euthanize her at that point. And just for the idea of the music is setting the mood for what's happening. Because you and I can both agree, a lot of scenes in a lot of different movies are not what they are if it wasn't for music. Halloween would have not been as big as it was for not that song. So he does a lot of that in the movies. Mm-hmm. And then as far as the other thing I'd like to talk about is his love for the wide shot.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of directors will either, they like wide shots for their composition. They might go hot zooms or close-ups for a lot of things. Excuse me. But a lot of the time, Quentin likes the wide shot. Mm-hmm. 2 examples. Kill Bill, before the fight, before the Crazy 88s, there's this wide shot of Uma Thurman just sitting there on the platform of the restaurant.
Yeah.
The entire squad comes out all over the place, and you just get one fighter here, one fighter here, one fighter here. It's all mapped out. You're going back and forth between your pans. Then it goes back to her, and then you see the sword.
Yep.
Shiny. Shing! You know what's on. The music's kicking in. All the guys are coming around. It's just this wide shot, and you just see it's her against the world.
Yeah.
No better way to put it that way. So that is as fascinating as it comes, in my point. What I was going to say, and even Django was another example. When Jamie Foxx's character is having his confrontation with the 2 slave masters, that's all wide shot.
Yeah.
From his outfit going, even when it went from black and white to color, it's like you have the wide shot, and you see everything in its instance. And especially what ends up happening at that point where he takes his revenge against those 2. Mm-hmm. He does that a lot, but I like when filmmakers use the wide shot. It gives you more. It kind of gives you a sense of what is going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So those are just a couple things, but it's just like, that's his way of, I think it's like a way of creating tension to kind of get you in that mood to see what's going on. Because anybody could just sit there and have a quick camera shot on that person and go to the next person and, and just switch channels. But there's so much more that's involved when you get to see the way he shoots his films.
Oh, yeah. It's just the process and technicalities behind it. I mean, he's still using film.
100. Yeah.
I mean, he's using anamorphic film. I mean, he's been using that, I think, since Pulp Fiction, I think. And the only reason why he didn't use that on Reservoir Dogs because he didn't have the budget for it, So,
right.
But I was watching some of the stuff they did for like Once Upon a Time in Mexico. And, you know, they have such a huge budget for that. I think they got $95 million to make Once Upon a Time in Mexico. So as
a lot different from that $50,000 we started with.
From the time he started till now, he's done nothing, but his budgets just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Mm-hmm. And I mean, obviously the stars that are in that movie, they're probably the most expensive movie stars.
Hands down. Right.
But I mean, his choice of cameras, his choice of music, it's just the way he films things, the way he lights things in the cinema.
Again, it kind of goes back to, you know, we're both Stanley Kubrick fans. I put those two at the top of the list for the most part.
Yeah.
As far as, I mean, there's other really good directors like Spielberg and such, but I draw more to the people that really put the emphasis on the color and the composition, because you have two stories. You're seeing the story of how it's being transpired to you, and then there's the story of the actual script.
Yeah.
You know?
He's an incredible storyteller.
His attention to detail is absolutely impeccable. And the thing with me, what I wasn't familiar with at the time is it's like, okay, not a spoiler, but if you guys have seen his movies, you kind of understand this. But a lot of the times what I never really saw, and I learned this off of Reservoir Dogs, was like, you have all the characters in the movie. He does by chapter. Mm-hmm. And then he gives you the whole kind of, he gives you the piece of the story. He gives you the breakdowns. And he kind of goes like from the beginning into the middle. And then what he does is he likes to do character analysis, which is important because then we really kind of have a good idea of what each person brings to the table. Mm-hmm. So he'll do that. He'll go from character A or Mr. White, or we could go, you know, I mean, from A to Z. And then once A to Z has been complete, then he brings A to Z back to the main frame.
Right.
Then everybody is all joined together. Now we know how everyone got to where they needed to be.
I mean, it was like on Pulp Fiction, you know. He basically, I mean, if you took it down as one thing, it's like an old New York crime film, basically. Mm-hmm. But he was like, well, why don't we have three different stories and three different little crime things going on here?
Right.
And then he was like, what if they were all in the same community? What if they all ran in the same circle? You know, so he set out to make 3 stories for that. And the thing of it was he wrote 2 and then didn't have time to do a 3rd one. So he ends up taking, you know, the car ride where the guy gets his head blown off on accident. He already had that into there. So then he was like, okay, I can go more on this one. So he ends up making the whole Vincent Vega and you know, they make that into the 3rd story.
Precisely.
You know, and of course as you're watching the movie, because it's not linear, you know, you don't know that these are all interconnected and intertwined until you get toward the end of the movie.
That's why I was so confused.
Right.
The first time I see him, like, what is he doing? And then it's like after I watched a couple times, like, oh my God, that light bulb just went off my head.
But you know, his movies are long.
Yeah, guys, they push close to 3 hours. I mean, most of them are 2, but a couple of them are close to 3.
But the thing of it is he has a way to keep your attention.
Oh God, yes, he does.
From the little details, like there's a long drawn out conversation in a lot of spaces on Inglourious Bastards, but like toward the first of it, you know, he'll do little quick up front shots of like a glass of milk being poured or something like that to kind of like, oh, what's going on here? Why am I supposed to be paying attention to this? Does this have something involved with the later thing?
Is he giving me the clue? Yeah, of course he might be.
You know, but of course it was just a random detail he wanted to emphasize on.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he's just he's a very good director when it comes to detail. He might be the best that's out there.
And it might be kind of sad knowing that it might be, you know, one more film and we're done. You know, I think he has way too much of a love for cinema, but then again, he might be egotistical enough to be like, yeah, I'll do one more film and then I'm done. You know, I don't want to ruin my legacy.
No, of course. That's one way. And then, you know, it's like he's a very popular figure, but there are people that do not like him, Ron.
Yeah, I know. You know,
I mean, just 2 quick examples.
He is a very quirky dude.
Yes.
So,
yeah. I mean, we won't talk too much about it, but I mean, there's an interview with a news organization. This was back in like 2003, and he was getting interviewed for the Kill Bill series, and the lady was obviously not a fan of him, and she literally just said, well, why was there need for so much grotesque
Why not let
violence?
us imagine?
And he just responds to her, because it's fun, Jan.
Oh, really?
I had a blast. Get it. What else do you want me to do? Get it. So a little crazy, but and then there was the incidents at the Sundance Film Festival, years back, and had an altercation with a photog. I mean, I will just admit it, the guy can snap. I mean,
But yeah, more on like just the saddening part of him not having another movie out there. But I did read in some kind of thing with like Variety or something of that, where he says that he's wrote the scripts for 3 different World War II films and none of them have an ending. So that kind of makes me wonder, is his 10th movie going to be a World War II flick? Maybe.
It could be, but you and I both know, and we want the Kill Bill volume to be complete, but it's not.
I don't think it's happening. I really don't. But
it's not complete.
You never know. But
it's not complete. I get it. It got leaked, the script, and he took it off. I get it.
Yeah. But we love Quentin Tarantino.
Love you,
That's
man.
why we wanted to just kind of spotlight him there for a second. Great artist, great talent. But we're going to take another break where I'll show them our little scene I talked about earlier. But get some inspiration from this if you can. And we'll be back with 3 shots of funny.
You don't have to know how to make a movie. If you truly love cinema with all your heart and with enough passion, you can't help but make a good movie. You don't have to go to school. You don't have to know a lens, a 40 and a 50 and a fuck all that shit. Crossing the line, none of that shit's important. If you just truly love cinema with enough passion and you really love it, then you can't help but make a good movie.
All right, welcome back.
Welcome back. You know what time it is.
That time again.
It's 3 shots of funny time.
Yes, sir. And this week is bound to be a doozy.
You don't think?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good.
It's a doozy.
All right, so this week it is Paul's wife's pick.
Can you, if you don't mind, my good sir, could you just move that a little to the right? A little bit. I can't see the screen, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, 1 second.
There we are. Perfect.
All right, so which one?
So that would be my wife Kelly's first pick.
Okay.
We can title this Life Lessons.
Life Lessons.
And this is a good one for you, so pay attention.
All right.
What did you just do? Do that one more time?
We got a kid in a store.
Number
Let's see.
one.
Okay,
You're number
put
one.
there.
One,
Which one?
this one.
The half one? Which finger are you supposed to use?
It's jump and do like this.
Leah, which one are you supposed to use? Use your pointer finger. Liam, which is your pointer finger?
Liam, stop flipping everyone off.
That's right. Let's stick that one in the air, okay?
There you go.
Don't do it, kid. Don't do it. Oh, good mommy. Good mommy. So there's something to look forward to in 6 months. Uncle Paul is not going to show the ways of that one. So
That'd be funny.
I could just see going down like the store and just see a little kid doing that. Da, 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 da. Fuck you. So cute.
I'll tell you about that.
All right. Well,
All right.
what do you got for me?
I've actually got 2. They're related to you, but I'll play one and then I'll play yours and then we'll come back.
Okay.
To
All
one.
right. What do you? What's the setup for yours?
This one's called Clear Out.
Okay.
We're at a sports stadium. A rather large man breaks gas. And he is clearing out the bleachers. Oh, that laugh.
That person's making me laugh harder.
You got people running away.
There's like...
I mean, he clapped that stadium.
Poor guy.
He's just waving it around.
This poor guy, it's like... There's not that many people around, but me, he cleared the room
I
out.
love how he first starts out.
Oh.
He's just waving. He's like waving it off, you know, like nobody's watching.
No.
And next thing you know, one guy leaves.
Oh.
Then the other guys.
Woo!
He's created a force field around himself at a stadium.
Oh, God, that must have smelled bad.
Oh, man. I've had some of those. Back a punch.
All right, what do you got next?
This one's yours.
Oh, I thought you said you had two. Oh, we're
I
going
do
back
have
and
two,
forth.
but
Okay.
I'll go play mine
All
after
right.
that.
All right, go. No, just we got this theme going. Just go ahead. I don't have a title for this run.
Okay.
You'll appreciate it.
Alexa,
Another Alexa.
give me a fart.
That was a power move. Try asking me to fart 17 times in a row.
17 times in a
Or say
row.
random.
Alexa,
You seriously do this?
can you fart 17 times in a row?
17 farts coming in a row.
Who did that look like? Your long lost brother.
Right. Yeah. We can't even
Keeping
do that
the
with
bodily
Alexa.
fluids rolling.
Well, I was expecting to hear 17 farts in a row,
But it was real silent.
oh,
Yeah. I'm sitting there watching this. I go, oh, son of a bitch, this is long lost brother. I'm throwing it on there.
oh god.
I'm just going to start
Now
calling
I think of it, my mom does have an Alexa. Well, I bought her one for Christmas a couple years
I
back,
think
and we
your-
got it to fart.
Your
Yeah.
new name should be Ass Man.
Ass Man?
Or Mr. Ass.
Mr. Ass. I don't think that'll
Do you remember that guy in
work.
wrestling? I forget who he was. You're Mr. Ass.
Billy Badass?
Mr. Ass.
I don't know if that'll work.
Got him. All right.
All right.
What do you got for
So
me? buddy?
mine's the same vein as the one I showed before in the stadium. And this is more sports related.
Okay.
I call Dug Out the Crack.
Pop up and they make fun of you. That's when you get too thrilled.
So we got a nice little dugout here.
We got the Rangers against the Baltimore Orioles. And let's see what's going on here.
Texas dugout here.
Has hit a run,
Something's
scored
going
an
on.
RBI.
So the players are leaning over the railing, kind of separated.
And somebody. Yep. Somebody caught one.
There's Josh Hamilton's like, damn, that smells like
You're
ass.
starting to see people just have this look of disrespect. on their
There's you,
face.
Darvish. He's like, damn, that's a smelly ass.
It's like,
He's like, my man, that stinks. He's like, you didn't go before the game? Oh. Or the whoever smelt it first, dealt it first,
Smelt it,
right?
dealt it,
Smelt it,
yeah.
dealt it, yeah. Oh, God.
oh man. So I want to go play it on this one, but I kind of want to show it because I'm kind of prideful in this. So
Okay.
I first found this clip and I thought it'd be hilarious, but I couldn't find it anywhere to show it. So I was like, I know what they're using, so I'm going to recreate it myself. So that's what I did. I got the song that was using, the little clip it took from some National Geographic kind of animation. Goodness.
Nice.
But yeah, I cut them all together and added some little effects to it.
Wait, can you still kind of move it a little more to the right?
It'll get there.
I just can't see that.
Cause you got that. Cause you got that. Like.
just says monkey. Monkey. Stupid monkey. Oh, God.
I can see it again.
Go monkey. Go monkey. Go monkey.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Something about monkeys, man. Something about monkeys.
That's so damn funny.
It's so funny because, like, you can see them in movies and stuff like that. And if I ever see a monkey slap a dude across the face on TV, I'm going to laugh. It's just like me hearing a fart or something. I'm going to fucking die. But yeah.
Oh, God.
I recreated that. So that's my hand on that video. But it was completely...
You're welcome.
I just copied something I saw once. But...
You're welcome, America.
All right.
Oh.
So that was episode 24 of Three Shots of Fun.
Yes.
Yeah. Going to do a little something special for our next episode. It's the 25th episode.
Big 2-5, guys. What does that mean? It's going to be
our 25th episode. Well, yeah.
What is the 25th episode going to be about, Ron?
It's going to be a whole episode of Three Shots of
Funny. Yeah.
Thanks for checking us out.
Yes, thanks again.
Hit us up on our website, thunderrooster.com. All of our links are there, and you can also
drop us a link, stories, anything that you guys have kind of, places you've been, any testament stories from any of our shows that we've had.
Yeah, for
Drop
sure.
some comments.
Rate us on Apple Podcasts and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We really need all the help we can get on that. Tell a friend, subscribe, watch our shit. All right, thank you guys for checking us out.
Thanks again. Have a great weekend.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Oh man, I shot Marvin in the face.
Why the fuck you do that?